Let me see. Hold on. I wasn't trying to do that. Let me cut the green screen on real quick. Uh-huh. 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 Okay. Now, give me a second, because I see that little white bar over there, but I can't edit it now. So I'm gonna just have to leave it like that. We have a special guest who's going to be joining us during this live. Let me cut the dryer off, because I didn't know if we was gonna be reconnecting. I didn't know if we was gonna be able to go live. And so, give me a minute. You got your green screen. Give me a minute. All right, I'm gonna let you take a break. Service, of course. Thank you for your service. And so, I'm back. That green screen has come in handy now. Now, I know how it is when I get to wiping it. Then that glare just randomly pops up out of nowhere. But hopefully, we don't have that issue anymore with the green screen. But then again, see, what I tell you, I said as soon as I wipe that camera off. Now, I do have a new kickstand. And I'm gonna try to find you a spot that can let you, cause I'm literally upright, sitting. You can tell I'm sitting right under the camera. Under the light. I'm gonna try to find you a little spot. Let me, cause if I move over there, we look like we good. And then some way, somehow, earlier today, my headband got caught like this, and I was like, okay, I like it like that. It got caught like that earlier. I was making a video, opening up my little packages that I had ordered. So we're going to give everybody their proper shout out, because I do believe in giving people their proper shout out. And so we're going to start with HNHH, which is Hot New Hip Hop. We're going to start over there, because what ended up happening was I was scrolling on Obama's internet. Shout out to AJ and EJ. And I had saw this post that they had published, and they were talking about how we had a book dropping. And I thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Much love to you. And so I'm like, I didn't know he had a book. So we got on the pre-order list. We went on ahead and jumped on the pre-order list. And so I'm like, okay. Now, technically the book dropped yesterday. But luckily, shout out to Target. Shout out to Target. They went on ahead and sent it early. And so, without further ado, we do have a special guest here joining us live today. A very special guest here joining us live today. Now I know I have the green screen going on. I do know it, but you see what we working with. You see what we working with. Let me hold them up. Let me ta-da. We have episodes. The Diary of a Recovering Madman. Not the diary. The diary? Gucci Mane. And this is with Kathy Ian Dolly, names. And then one of hip hop's most iconic figures and a trailblazer in Atlanta's rap culture reveals his struggles with mental health and drug addiction that will provide fans and readers with insight into his career and life. So we're gonna be reading. We're gonna be reading. I'm gonna go over here and get my kickstand for my book because I don't hold books either. Let me push my table back. I'll be right back. Let me go over here in this drawer. Make sure that my kickstands are still over here. Where I left them at. Hopefully I put them somewhere in my first started rummaging. I've been looking for the kickstand. And I'm trying to figure out which specific drawer to put it in. I just wanted to make sure I have to be. I know I cut it off. Thank you for your reminder, but you know I cut that dryer off and that air conditioner off. Had to put my timer on to remind myself to cut that air conditioner off. I got like this little kickstand. It's a book kickstand. Don't mind it because it's a little dusty. It was in the storage. And so I bought this from Amazon. It came in a 2-pack, black and white. So you pull this up here, find your lean, and then she got a little lever here. And because you know when you're a reader, honey, you don't have the shoulder strength for these books no more. And so she got a little kickstand, and then I got a little kickstand right here for the phone too, because you know the camera can turn around as well. Hold on, let me see if she can. Oh, I probably got to cut the green screen off. Hold on, let me cut the. Okay. See, I got this little kickstand right here, and I ordered this here from Home Depot today. And so her back, she leans. She got like a recline here that drops down. She got a little foot piece here and all that. And she folds up real nice. Brand is by, who is that again? Charge. Somebody Works. Now hold on, cause I need two hands to, cause she knew, so she need that wrist support to be able to open it back up. Hold on, and then I'm gonna put her back. Turn your camera back around. Turn it on back. Stop showing all my business. Put your green screen back on, cause you know we have to get it together live. That's part of going live. But I'm not gonna talk about my birthday coming up tomorrow, cause we'll hit it at 12 midnight. And I'm not gonna talk about the drama that I had going on at the post office where, you know, I put some documents in the mail with the money order, and they had the audacity to send me my documents back without my money order, talking about it was damaged. I say damaged and stolen is totally different. Like, I can understand if you sent me my documents back and my money order, but don't send me my documents back and then don't send me my money order back and be like, oh, your envelope got damaged. What? Y'all didn't lost y'all damn mind. Okay. Get you a Google review. Let's read the open flap. Let's read this part here before we get started. When Gucci was indicted on federal gun, hold on, cause I came a little prepared. Oh no, I totally forgot. Let's just keep moving. Let's keep moving. I totally forgot, but let me explain real quick. So I have this here, and I got the charger. She at what 22%, but these are mics, wireless mics. Cut it on. I believe this one is actually already charged, cause the light is on, right? And I said I'm gonna be reading, so I need to get my little mics and stuff like that. That way I ain't gotta feel like I gotta talk loud. But what ended up happening was I had logged into the live stream on this phone, which is the iPhone 16 Pro, right? We just got that in the mail yesterday. FedEx, we was on live. I don't know when they started changing the charger ports, but somewhere in between 13 Pro Max and 16 Pro, somewhere in between there, The charger ports are different. So this is the iPhone charger port, and the 16 is USB-C. Now, in order to use the microphones, it does come with iPhone, and I am live on iPhone 16, so we'll just keep it moving. When Gucci Mane was indicted on federal gun charges for possessing a firearm as a convicted felon in 2013, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Let me turn you this way so that way I can get a little lean. He was diagnosed with bipolar disorder and paranoid schizophrenia. Because Gucci didn't understand what his diagnosis meant, distrusted the source, and feared the stigma associated with being mentally ill, he refused to receive the proper treatment. This is the case until 2021, after 8 years, when one of Gucci's artists, Big Scar, called his phone. Quote, "I'm done with this," Scar told Gucci. "I can't take it anymore." During this conversation, Gucci learned that Scar was coping with his own mental health problems, taking nearly 50 pills a day, and experiencing suicidal ideologies. Okay, now listen, YouTube, real quick. I know that's that word. I know. My bad. I'm reading. I know that's one of them words. But we'll keep going. Luckily, Gucci's wife, Keisha, was able to coach him through the conversation, encouraging Scar to enter rehab. After the conversation, Gucci asked Keisha how she knew what to say to Scar. Quote, "I said the same things to you during your episodes." By revisiting key moments in his life and career through the lens of mental health, Episodes is Gucci's attempt to contextualize the diagnoses he failed to take seriously in 2013, to honor the memory of Big Scar, who passed in 2022 from an accidental drug OD, and to inspire more honest and vulnerable conversations about our mental health. I gotta catch them. Oh my goodness, my book is backwards. I gotta catch them words, honey, reading this live. I gotta catch these words reading this book live. Okay, and then we got the definition of episode, which is a noun. Number 1, an event or a group of events occurring as part of a larger sequence. Number 2, an incident or period considered in isolation. Number 3, a distinct period in which someone is affected by a specified illness. Number 4, each of these separate installments into which a serialized story or radio or television program is divided. Those are the definitions. We can go through the chapters. We have 10 chapters plus an epilogue, and we have a preface, of course. Number 1, Scars. Chapter 1, Scars from the Past. Chapter 2, Broken Mirrors. Chapter 3, Pills and Potions. Chapter 4, Ice Cream Fever Dreams. Chapter 5, Tipping Point. Chapter 6, Mismanaged. Chapter 7, Toxic. Chapter 8, The Pink Cloud. Chapter 9, The Blame Game. And Chapter 10, OJ's episode. Then we're going to get into the preface. Got me some little saltine crackers and stuff. Guess I get the nibbling. Every single day, I walk along a tightrope with one foot in front of the other. Some days I'm confident, feeling like the rope won't snap and I'll never fall. Other days I sway from side to side, but I still stay on that rope regardless. My fate is unpredictable, yet my faith remains high. And I know that if my mind is clear, I'll make it to the other side. This is the daily struggle of maintaining my mental health. I know I'm not alone in this, but I've dealt with it while everyone is watching me. It's a different kind of paranoia, and one that nobody tells you about when you become famous. When you're in the public eye, you're only viewed as one of two types of people: a finished product or a complete mess. Rarely a work in progress. I've been seen as both. People have misconceptions about you based on that little piece of what they see, when really they don't have the full picture. They don't know the half of it. My story is complicated. For the greater part of my 20s and part of my 30s, I struggled with severe addiction, along with a dormant mood disorder that suddenly became active and destroyed my mental health. I say, quote, suddenly, because for me it seemed to come out of nowhere. There were signs, though, and I probably overlooked them, because how do you even know what to look for when you don't know that it's there, or even what it is? That's how the mind works, I guess. It tricks you. I was officially diagnosed in my 30s as having bipolar disorder and paranoid schizophrenia. Back then, I didn't even know what any of that was. I basically ignored the diagnosis, even though the illness was controlling my brain for a decade prior. Before I even got that confirmation, it was as if my brain had erupted. And when it did, I spiraled. I looked different, I talked different, I acted different, I used different names. And it wasn't until I started working on another book that I saw it all clear as day. I observed the patterns that I was falling into that made everything collide into one big storm in my brain. I learned that while my work ethic is strong, it could also have a dangerous effect on my mind and my body. It's good to hustle, but sometimes if you hustle too hard, you can hurt yourself in ways that you can't imagine. That's probably a good place to break. It's probably a good quote to quote. Did I bring my laptop? I told myself not to bring my laptop because I didn't want to keep bringing stuff. I ain't gonna have to bring my laptop. That's a good quote. Don't let that fly over your head now. We could take a break. No, this is the preface. This is not the epilogue. Phew. I took a nap. Um, it's an interesting quote. It's good to hustle, but sometimes if you hustle too hard, you can hurt yourself in ways that you can't imagine. I like that. I like that. Um, I always got to get me a good quote. And even worse, you can potentially hurt other people. My story reflects both of those realities. I'm a changed man now, but I work at being changed every single day. That's what people don't see. They don't see the tightrope. The world first met me through my music and with my first book, The Autobiography of Gucci Mane. They got a little bit of my history. But telling my story and processing my story are two different things. And now I'm ready to process it all. I titled my third book Episodes because every definition of an episode applies to me and my life in some way, shape, or form. There were times when I had these big blocks of bad behavior and mistake making that looked like they were isolated from my regular day-to-day personality. They felt so off from the heart of who I was that they had to be sectioned off as brief spells that lasted sometimes weeks at a time before I was back to normal. That's one kind of episode. Then there were the medically defined periods of feeling the worst possible effects of a mood disorder, where my body felt it all, physically on top of mentally and emotionally. Hold on. Let me read that again because one of them, hold on. Then there were the medically defined periods of feeling the worst possible effects of a mood disorder, where my body felt it all physically on top of mentally and emotionally. I don't know what that means. Felt it all on top of. That's another kind of episode. And lastly, there's the idea that everyone is watching me in little segments like a series. When you live your life like a movie, it's hard not to fall under that scrutiny. But for so many, it's also entertainment. It's drama in some parts, comedy for those who don't know what's really going on. And for me, sometimes horror. That's when everybody is binge watching you. The third kind of episode. Sometimes I was in just one, other times in all three. In the end, that's what they are, though. Episodes. Child, he said a lot. He said a lot. Hold on, give me a second. I'm taking a break. I'm probably only gonna get through the preface anyway. I ain't gonna be rushing, child, but we need to take a break. That's what happens when you have kids, they leave their toys around, child. And if you don't look down, you will trip. Slip. You know how that goes. Maybe you don't. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Child, you hear me right there? You know who I'm looking for. Y'all know who I'm looking for. Make room, make room. I ain't even doing all that. I'm making all that noise. Oh, you know what? I didn't even. You was in my pocket? Girl, what are you doing? I didn't know you was in my pocket, y'all. You got all this noise, honey. That's all right. Child, you know where I was going. Okay, listen, and let me dust them off, honey, because you got to make your debut. And I didn't even grab the little, child, let me wrap them back up. Ain't nobody in here. Ain't nobody with me. You know, people be ducking in and out. Which is fine with me. Stop tripping on shit. It's not my fault this dude got all his toys and cars and fire trucks, tow trucks. Tell I had to go and get his sleeve, honey. The sleeve was missing from the book. Now, we dust them all, honey, because the autobiography of Gucci Mane, we got it. Sit bad. The Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness. We ain't got just the sleeve. Obviously, we got the book. Obviously, we got the book. Let me dust them off, child. He was over there in storage. I mean, we had pictures, honey. Look, we had pictures, honey. Like, stop playing. Let me scoot it back, honey, because that green screen is doing her job. Okay? Pictures, honey. It's giving yummy, for sure. it's giving yummy, for sure. For sure. And so, he wanted to give his previous books a shout out. And so, when you're a fan, the best you can do is to give them a shout out right along with him. Why not? Why not? I mean, this 2025, honey. I told you I bought a little snap. This is Nabisco, cinnamon graham crackers, Sargento, Kobe Jack, Kobe Jack. And then we got us some little saltine minis. Saltine minis. Let me get you close so I don't have to be leaning. Or at least feel like I'm leaning. Let me see how many pages this preface is. Oh, okay, that's it. Let me see how long Scars from the Past is. Oh, it ain't that bad either. She ain't that bad. I mean, I ain't doing that. I might get through it. We'll see. And listen, it's better than scrolling on YouTube. Or you know I get the scrolling. He just dropped the book yesterday. I'm like, skip. And we can't just read it all the way through anyway. This ain't no audio book. Watch out. This is called a book review. Protected under copyright. I'm gonna put that out there. Save some of that cheese. I'll be gassed you in a minute. Don't worry, I used the bathroom before I got here. Probably have to get another one of those waters. Okay, we wrapping up the preface. We should be able to get through it because we ain't got but about 3 more paragraphs left. When I suffered from these episodes, it was like I was under a spell. There are some things that I didn't remember at all afterward. So I had to speak with my friends and other loved ones to help me put the pieces together. There's a daze sometimes that you can slip into when your brain is fighting a war against itself. It's hard to explain, but I try my best in these pages to give you a glimpse of what it looks like and feels like. Even after the world saw me leave prison a brand new man in 2016, I suffered some episodes. You'll learn more about that later. But it was that final episode that made me realize that I wanted to tell you all about this part of my journey. The ups and the downs, the insecurities, the embarrassment, the paranoia, the insomnia, but also the triumph. Eventually, the story became bigger than me and had other meanings that you'll hear all about in these chapters. I've been in this game for 20 years now, and with each passing year, I am so grateful. I'm lucky to be alive, but also lucky to be out in the world, living, making music, being a father, a husband, an entrepreneur. Those are all of the things that I no longer take for granted because I could never have had them if I lost the battle with myself. Now I am a role model. I have to be one for my children, but also for anyone who has walked a similar path as mine. and isn't sure where they fit or if they're gonna be okay. If you have enough faith, you will be. That much I know. Most of all, I just wanted everyone to understand me a little bit better. The real Gucci Mane, Roderick Davis, the one that the cameras can't capture. I know I made a night and day transformation that people watched over the years, but that wasn't easy. Sometimes I feel like people just see how much the outside of me has changed without understanding that in order for that to happen, the inside of me had to change as well. I can get up every morning and jog on the beach to look right on the outside. But if I didn't clean up what was happening in my mind on the inside, then I might as well not even put on my running shoes. I hope this book can serve as a manual for anyone going through something. So if they know that it's okay to ask for help, so they know, I think I said, so if they know, I think it's, yeah, hold on, I'll read it again. I can get up every morning and jog on the beach to look right on the outside. But if I didn't clean up what was happening in my mind on the inside, then I might as well not even put on my running shoes. I hope this book can serve as a manual for anyone going through something, so they know that it's okay to ask for help and to get it. It took me a long time to come to that realization, but I'm here now, and I'm able to share my story. Maybe it will change somebody's ways and help them see the bigger picture. Maybe it'll save somebody's life. Pew. Preface. Okay, he's let's reflect. Let's reflect. Episodes. He's gonna be taking us to some major episodes, some life-changing episodes, some life-altering, same thing, episodes. Obviously, the ones that he was able to puzzle together or the ones that somebody helped him puzzle together, the ones that he remembered or had to get help to remember. Okay, episodes, life events, mental health. You know, it's so ironic because I was planning on getting, and I'm still planning on getting Karine Jean-Pierre's book. That title, child, is if I go to my calendar for tomorrow, I actually put the link to the book, which is Barnes & Noble. A look inside a broken White House, outside the party lines. Her book dropped Friday, I believe. Or did it already? Let me see. I think it dropped Friday. I'll cut the Wi-Fi on. It was all about Karine Jean-Pierre. Like I said, I was scrolling over there. Gotta be Friday. I might just get the ebook for her. Oh, the 21st. Sorry, I thought it was the 17th. I might get an ebook for her. I don't know, because her hard copy is 30. This one was 20 with Target. 28 with Barnes and Noble. And so, trying to order them together. It wasn't all on one. It wasn't all on one card. I have it all on one card. And you know they don't let you split pay. You know, that'll come in handy. You know what I mean? Like, can I split pay it? You know, like how Georgia Power do. Georgia Power let you put some on PayPal, and Georgia Power let you put some on Google Pay, Apple Pay, credit, debit, savings. Wherever you got it at. And then they'll let you put a little bit on this card, deduct it, put a little bit on that card, deduct it. You know, split pay. I'm like, the world would just be so much better if everybody would just follow suit with that split pay. Save a little bit of that cheese to this next round. Because I'm like, I don't need Afterpay. I just need to split it. Because I'm like, I may have that 30 on one card, but at $6.99 delivery, I may have to put that on another card. You know what I mean? So she had to wait. Which is okay, because she don't drink with 24. So, we good. My delivery date was quoted Friday. I was surprised that it got here today. Yeah, UPS. But I think it was because the little phone stand was getting delivered. And they had already had it. All right, go ahead. Okay. We're going to go to chapter 1. Look, I came in. That was me. I gave myself a thumbs up. We just made it to 300 subscribers. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We just made it to 300 subscribers. What a nice birthday gift for myself. We did. I saw it. I went in, gave myself that third thumbs up. And I saw it. I was like, oh my goodness. 300, honey, milestones. So, let's get through it, honey. Let's get through it. Scars from the past. Quote, I'm done with this, he told me. Quote, I can't take it anymore. That was in response to my question. Do you feel like you want to hurt yourself? I may not speak a bunch of languages, but I know coded talk when I hear it. Big Scar was telling me something without having to say it out loud. He didn't answer yes. He didn't answer no. He didn't have to. The tone of his voice gave me my answer. When Scar said he was, quote, done with this, he wasn't telling me he was just fed up with the day. He was just flat out fed up. He was done. This was his life. And for the first time in mine, I felt what it was like when someone truly wanted to, that word. I'm no stranger to loss on this planet. I've watched dozens of men and women who I knew personally become casualties of something, whether it's substance abuse, violence, disease, whatever. Nobody escapes death, but the cycle of loss is a lot to keep witnessing over and over again. I buried my own mama, so I understand better than most people how loss works and the grief that follows. But when a kid who's barely crossed the finish line of 20 is on your phone telling you his time is up, you don't know what to do. You have to help him, though. I didn't want to bury Big Scar. Not yet, at least. I wasn't ready for all of that. He had too much life left in him. But he didn't realize that because his brain was betraying him. Wow. That's a very interesting way to put it. That I've never heard it be put that way. His brain was betraying him. I've never heard it put that way, and that just, bing, the light bulb went on. Like, oh, that's what be happening. Let's keep going. I mean, you don't want to skip that. Listen, this is a book that you don't want to just be rushing through it. Take you a minute to process it. Take you a minute to understand it, just in case you have to requote that. Okay, so maybe your brain is betraying you. Have you taken that into consideration? That your brain is maybe betraying you? Hmm. Hmm. I get it. My brain sometimes is like a ticking time bomb, and if I concentrate hard enough, I can almost feel the left and the right sides fighting against each other. It's my own private battle of the wits. Winner takes all. Tick, tick, tick. When the bomb goes off, so much harm has been done to me, to the people I love, to my music, even to the streets. I felt every emotion imaginable when I assessed the damage of the aftermath once my brain goes off. But with my hand on the Bible, I can tell you that I never, ever wanted to take my own life. That ain't me bragging either. That's just me being honest. So when Scar's voice on the other end of the line was telling me that he didn't want to live anymore, I had to spring into action. I wanted to save him. Time was of the essence. Tick, tick, tick. All I could hear was fast, heavy breathing and sobbing when I first answered the phone that summer's day back in 2022. The more Scar tried to take in air, the more his tears were drowning him. He was physically and emotionally suffocating. I called my wife, Keisha, into the room and I put the phone on speaker. I'm always so amazed at how my wife can do anything. But this time, she outdid herself. She started listening to Scar talk. Her eyes were squinted like she was registering a call on a crisis line and trying to process every word with the caller, every word that the caller was saying. Sorry. She remained calm. Ask him if he's taken anything or if he's drunk anything. My wife didn't speak any louder than a whisper. She didn't want Scar to hear her or even know that she was in the room with me. She understood that Scar felt safe talking to me, but didn't want this to be a group effort. He answered the questions, though. He had taken pills, over a bottle's worth, in fact. Enough to harm him. That much was clear. Keisha instructed me to tell Scar to drink a lot of water and to just keep drinking it. Then she told me to ask him if he had eaten that day. He couldn't even remember that. You could hear the anxiety growing in his voice, like the conversation for him turned into an interrogation. That's when she told me to ask if he wanted to hurt himself. And then the bomb went off. I'm done with this, he screamed. I can't take it anymore. He sounded so destroyed. He was in such a bad way. I started to panic. Keisha put her hand on my arm and whispered, tell him that you love him and that you're there for him. I love you, Scar, I said to him. I'm here for you. I meant every word of it, and I think he could tell. I heard him take a deep breath, and when he exhaled, it sounded like a big sigh of relief. Maybe that was all he needed to hear, that his big bro loved him and was there for him. His breathing slowed, and I couldn't hear him crying anymore. That's when I knew that I could talk to him about finally getting some help. Deep breath, deep breath. That Sargento hit different. Probably give me some chips. Chips mix or something. Excuse me if I'm smacking. Excuse me if I'm smacking. I'm definitely not trying to. But gotta have a little brain food. You know, especially when you read them. Something to help stimulate. And so, I'm glad that he was available to take the phone call. We know how it is when somebody missed that phone call. Ooh, that's a tough one. The horror stories of that missed phone call, child. haunts people. Shout out to Keisha coming in and doing her big one. But unfortunately, I don't even know who this is. Shout out to the cricket. I don't know who this guy is. Would you want to go to a center? I asked him. He said yes, firmly. But he still sounded scared. What are they going to do to me when I get there? He asked, like a kid talking to his parents searching for reassurance. Will I need medicine? You might, I replied. Most importantly, they're going to dry you out. You need all of those pills out of your system. That's when he paused. It was as if he'd just realized what it meant to check into a center. A center meant he was getting help, but it also meant that the substances were done. I don't know what I'm gonna do, he said. I can't stop taking them. I'm in pain. I'm in physical pain. I'm in mental pain. I don't know how to stop. It hurt my heart to hear him say that, but at least he was being open and honest. He was hopeful, and that's all that mattered. Maybe when I get there, they'll show me how. I kept on talking to him to make sure he didn't hang up and potentially harm himself. Stayed on the phone with him up until the moment he walked through the treatment center's doors. Once he made it inside, we hung up. It was a victory, but I still felt like the wind had been knocked out of my chest. They call that a hangover, when the adrenaline rush from anxiety drops back down quickly, but your body is still drunk off the hormones, leaving you feeling nothing but drained. A hangover. The adrenaline rush from anxiety drops back down quickly, but your body is still drunk off the hormones, leaving you feeling nothing but drained. I turned to my wife and said, how did you know how to do all of that stuff? She looked at me, her eyes filling up with tears. I had to say the same things to you during your episodes. The drained feeling turned into nausea. I was sick to my stomach knowing that I put my wife through that. We never realize how anyone on the receiving end feels when we're in crisis. Now I know. Big Scar was just about my height, yet he stood like he was 10 feet tall. Proud, like a skinny giant. I met him through his cousin, an artist. Oh, and my artist, Pooh Shiesty. From the moment I heard Scar rap, I automatically knew he was special. Let me give me a second. Let me see something real quick. I gotta real quick. I don't know this guy. I don't know this guy. See what I mean? But look, when he said Pooh Shiesty, I was like, he was just in the news recently. He just got up, released. Um, I didn't know he was in the feds. Launtrell. Trafficking and possession of a pew conspiracy. He just got out. I don't even know who that is. I just remember reading his name recently. Pooh Shiesty. From the moment I heard Scar Rap, I automatically knew he was special. I wanted to sign him immediately to my 1017 label. So I did. His song Make a Play went viral and stood out on my So Icy compilation. It was obvious that he was a star in the making. Scar wasn't the type of kid who showed any visible signs of weakness. But when I look at pictures of him now, all I see is a sadness in his eyes that mine never reflected before. But still, I saw myself in him. When one of his biggest hits became So Icy Boys with Pooh Shiesty and Fujiano, I felt it even more, since one of my biggest hits was called So Icy. That was no coincidence. I put a lot of rappers on the map, but with Big Scar, I knew he was going to be a star. He didn't need to compete with anybody but himself. I could relate to that. I don't really talk about passing the torch like that, but if I did, I would have easily passed it to Scar one day. Like me, Scar understood the pain of loss. His grandma, who raised him, passed of lung cancer when he was 13 years old. I don't think he ever got past that or even processed the loss. And so he carried that ache in his heart wherever he went. One of the things that no one ever tells you is that grief hurts physically. It can take over your whole body. That's why when people say that someone passed of a broken heart, it's real. Grief can physically make your heart stop working to the point where it's basically broken. I believe that Scar held on to that pain from losing his grandma up until his heart stopped beating. He had other pain in his body too. When Scar was 16 years old, he flew right through the windshield of a car during a bad accident. The glass dragged down the side of his face, from his hairline, across his forehead, past his eyes, his nose, and his cheek to his chin. That's why we called him Big Scar. You can't be saying this N word, sir. The little had a big scar on his face. And he cussing. Not only just the N word, ASS. Death kept chasing him and he kept beating it. He called himself Big Grin Reaper after all. Back in 2020, the year that I signed him to my label, Scar was pew-pewed in the hip while running from a pewter. He wasn't already in motion. The bullet would have killed it. Oh, if he wasn't already in motion, the bullet would have killed it, harmed him. He kept on running with the bullet inside of him. The bullet traveled right into his spine, and as he kept moving, it continued to rip through his body. He needed his appendix removed and his whole leg realigned. When I signed him and we filmed our first music video together, Scar still had bullets inside of him. Recovery wasn't easy on his body, so he was prescribed pain pills. Maybe he was already predisposed to an addiction to pills by that point and didn't know it. So this made matters worse. Or maybe he just loved the feeling that the pills gave him because it helped his bones and his heart to not hurt so much. And then he became addicted. Does it even matter at this point? Wow, that's tough. That's tough. Well, don't say it like that, because remember, we're reading this book, and of course, we have to respect the author for their candidness as well, because we want to make sure that, remember, it's always about that next generation coming up. We always want to leave behind some little breadcrumbs for the next generation. Don't let your brain betray you. Don't let your brain betray you. I'm just saying. That's what he said. I'm like, if you ever get to that point, that's just your brain betraying you. My thing is, how do you overcome that? How do you overcome that? Your brain betraying you. Oh no, that's a good one. I probably have to meditate and ponder on that one for a good little bit. That's a good one. What happens if your brain betrays you? How to overcome your brain betraying you? Make a little note. My neighbor's on him. My neighbors. I'm talking about across the street, honey. All the way across the street. Why I gotta hear your conversation? I don't know. We'll never know. I'm out of water. Hold on. While well, Scar wasn't like all of the other young rappers in his generation. He still popped pills like them and drank lean. In his music videos, there were baby bottles with purple syrup in them, right there in plain sight. I try to tell kids what all that ish can do to you, but they don't want to hear it. They don't know the half of it. And so they react to my advice like, here comes Aunt with the after school special. Well, really, I was just trying to save their lives. What I learned, what was going on, when I learned what was going on with Scar, I especially wanted to save his. It took me a very long time to want to pass that knowledge on, since I didn't always feel equipped to be anybody's role model. I could teach you how to build your own record label and make money. But life shit, addiction shit, man. The first red flag for me with Scar was one night about a year before he passed, when he was in California and I was in Miami. He had called me on FaceTime just telling me about the day. As he was talking and talking, he stopped and just looked at me right through the phone's camera. Man, thank you for everything you done for me, he said. Then he started crying. It was an emotional moment between a big brother and little brother that turned into a horror scene because his eyes started rolling to the back of his head. Scar. I said, Scar. He checked out mid-sentence. All I could see were the whites of his eyes. He looked possessed. After a few minutes, he came to and ended the call abruptly. I didn't know what to make of it. He didn't look like he was having a seizure or anything. I thought that maybe it was just too much emotion for him to handle. A few days later, we spoke again and I asked him about the conversation. He had no idea what I was talking about. He didn't even remember the phone call. During that time, I didn't know he was popping pills. But the people who spent the most time around him did. They saw the gradual change in private to the point where it couldn't be contained any longer. And that's when they decided to bring me in to help. Once it reached its breaking point, I got a phone call from a few executives at our record label, Atlantic. They saw some warning signs when they checked in during Scar's album recording process. He just didn't seem right. His mood was shifting and so was his productivity. That was a red flag. Scar had my work ethic. He could get in the studio, crank out a song like it's like work. Light work. He was like a conditioned athlete on the mic. That stopped happening. His manager called me too because it was getting to be too much. Scar's in the studio and he's so high that he can't even record. He told me he's really messed up. His family was concerned. I had heard his girlfriend was as well. She was saying that he had a toxic group of friends around him. It seemed everybody had the same thought. That Scar was doing really badly and that he needed help. I heard they staged a little intervention where they tried to get him to go to a treatment center, but he refused. That's when they decided to bring me in to talk to him. Part of me wishes they had done that sooner, but I guess it was God's timing. I started looking into treatment centers, but before I could even get one on the phone, Scar made that call to me in tears. I'm gonna take a break. Hold on, give me a second, cause that's okay. Okay. Oh no, we made it through. I've turned 3 pages, and we're at the end of the 4th one. We're about to get ready to. Let me see how much I got left. Cause my posture, honey, my posture. See what I mean? Like, hold on. Cause I said that it wasn't that long, but I'm still flipping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me flip. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically, I got like 6 pages to flip. So I'm not guaranteed that I'm gonna finish this chapter here. Okay. So, Scar. Big Scar. Something happened. And, you know, I think technically that should be a good place to, like, just take a break. We're okay. We ain't in no rush. He got all the mud shots up there, honey. And then you got the big Gucci man. You know, the one who was on that shirt. And then, you know, he got the new and improved. You know, it grew the hair out a little bit. Get to see that hair texture. Beard, veneers, skin, Still got the ice cream on his face. I think he's gonna be talking about that in the book. When he had got the ice cream, child. Can we take a break real quick? Cause I did bring my iPad. I don't know why I brought it. No, I got my phone. My extra phone to use. Uh-oh.
What made you leave the U.S. and start? You know, it seemed like you based yourself in Dominican Republic.
I got with a bitch out there. I didn't.
That's what it was.
US. Yeah, okay. like that's.
Well, it seemed like you were out there working with artists and
that's like when niggas go fuck bitches in Medellin.
Okay.
They left the country. No,
oh,
they fucking
cussing.
bitches.
It just seemed like you were out there a lot.
Yeah, I was fucking a bitch out there. Like.
Okay, fair enough. On October 15th, you got arrested
in
Sanchez,
today.
Dominican Republic, on suspicion of assaulting 2 music producers.
Yeah.
What happened in that situation?
I don't know. I think that shit ongoing. I can't talk about it.
We'll leave it alone. Yeah. Fair enough. And then that same year, December 2023, your girlfriend, Yalin Lamas, was arrested of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, obstructing justice and retaliation.
Is it Yalin? I thought it was Yalin.
Assault outside of your home. Where I guess she messed up your car.
Child, she was on live. Well, he was on
She
live.
got booked, released on $9,000 bail. What exactly happened with that whole situation?
Uh-oh.
Some bullshit, you know, like couple shit. That's nine. That shit dropped. That shit's is gone.
Uh-oh.
Right, because then on January
I can't really
2024.
talk about the situation because it's
It's ongoing? Okay, fair enough.
You know it's ongoing.
Yeah, if it's ongoing, if it's ongoing,
No, it's
leave it alone.
ongoing in the federal court, so I can't really speak on it. You know me, I want to talk about it and talk facts, but I can't.
No, listen, I don't want to have you say something that's going to be used against you in court.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Because then on January, you get arrested on charges of domestic violence.
Yeah.
Is that the same overall
same shit,
situation?
same shit, yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything from May 2023 to June 2000, no, to July 2024. I can't.
Got it.
Because it's ongoing in federal court, federal civil court.
Okay, because, and you can stop me if this is at all
Yeah, they
affecting
sued
you.
me. They sued me.
Got it. Because on October 29, 2024, you get arrested in New York on a warrant, which was issued by the U.S. District Court, which said that you were charged with violating the terms of your supervised release.
Yeah.
Which was 6 months away from actually
Right,
ending.
Yeah, in
right.
April.
6 months,
They said
right.
that you left the state to go to Las Vegas without permission, showed
right.
an hour late for court, and tested positive for meth
Oh,
twice.
ooh.
I'm a meth head, I guess.
Can you talk
Ooh.
about
That
that?
shit is crazy.
Can you talk about that?
Yeah, I can talk about it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So remember, I went to jail and I went to jail. I served 45 days. That's when I was locked up with Diddy. I fucking came home, did 90 days. Mind you, I went to Las Vegas September 7th, I believe, to perform at the T-Mobile Arena with Grupo Firme, the Mexican band. I text my probation officer. I said, yo, listen, I'm gonna go. It's not like I'm going out there for fun. I went out there for work. It's documented.
Yeah.
Everybody pull it up side by side clip. Me performing September 7th. And then I text my probation, but they said they never said yes. So I notified them, but they never gave me the okay.
So you went anyways without getting confirmation.
Oh,
Yeah, because I have a routine of texting my New York probation,
I got it.
but Florida works different. They have to okay it.
Yeah.
Cool, whatever. Then I was taking Adderall. I'm prescribed Adderall. So one time I left my prescription at home. So I get Adderall off the street. And it's pressed with methamphetamines. And when I take it, it comes out of my urine, but I'm like, yo, you know, I'm on Adderall, but it was pressed. Adderall is an amphetamine, and meth has methamphetamine.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
It tested positive, but it wasn't meth, it was
It was just
Adderall.
pressed.
But they still violated your supervised release because of that.
Yeah.
And you were locked up for how long?
45 days.
45 days. So you and Diddy were locked up together?
Me, Diddy, the president of Honduras, and Sam Beck-Freeman, that's the name, the crypto FTX.
Oh, yeah.
We slept
This is,
next to each other.
Okay, did you and Diddy have conversations?
Yeah, we spoke. The first thing he said to me, he laughed. He's like, "Yo, that's crazy how we meet, right?" And you know, it was
lock
everybody
in.
there. We
Lock
gave a hug
in.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
Respect.
like, yo, I'm like, yo, oh, that's what I said. I said, yo, why you never invited me to none of your parties?
Exactly.
That's what I said to him.
Exactly.
You
Well,
invited Diddy Freakouts?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, why you ain't invite me? Word two, that was the first thing he said, yo, that's crazy how we meet, right? We
right.
I said, yo, why you never invited me to none of your parties?
Thank
I
you.
word two, that's how I happened. And then I put him on the phone with academics.
Right. Didn't you say that, like, you saw how Diddy was kind of running shit when he was in jail?
He said that when
like,
he got
having
out.
Inmates do shit for him and everything? Was that
Make
you?
his bed.
That was
Oh,
me.
Yeah,
That
wasn't
might have
me.
been someone else. My
By
bad.
the way, like I said,
I thought he
I'm
had
not
said
gonna
that.
speak about
Or
the
somebody
Diddy
said it.
situation.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm just telling you the altercation we had, because you know, if I go to jail, what's today? The 15th?
What altercation are you talking about?
No, I'm talking about like our interaction.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh.
interaction.
Got it.
Not altercation. What's today? The 13th?
Yeah.
September 13th?
Yeah.
Huh?
15th.
Today's September 15th. In 10 days, I might be getting locked back up and going with Diddy, and I can't. They're going to be like, yo, if you spoke on that,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? We're
Fair
not going
enough.
to house you there.
Fair
you know what I
enough.
mean? So, like I said, just the interaction was positive.
Got it.
I just wanted to come on for that because I saw that he had dropped. But I'm finna get ready to go. You hear him in there stirring, Mr. Koa. Look, see? I made it to midnight. It's my birthday officially. I hear him. That's why I said I'm finna get ready to go. He done made him a little pee-pee. I said I was gonna run it up until I got here to my birthday. I knew we was gonna be able to bring it in and stuff like that. But listen, once he called, child, I am at his beck and order. Well, technically I'm at his beck and call, but listen, once he need me, I'm totally unavailable, and I need to be there and ready. And obviously, I gotta clean up my little area and stuff like that. So thank you for the birthday wishes. Of course, I appreciate you coming in, hitting the like on your way in. And of course, appreciate everybody for getting us to 300 subscribers. Much love, much love. But in the meantime, in between time, love you. Bye.